Hi everyone, Assalamualaikum. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about adding Islamic value in Montessori home. So I'm going to explain here before that I am not an expert. I'm just a parent. I have a daughter, 2 years old daughter, and I'm a Muslim, and I really wanted to add Islamic value in our family. And also we've been enjoying the Montessori approach to a parenting method. It is very gentle and it's suitable with our family right now. And adding Islamic value is one of the ways that we chose to introduce Islam in a gentle way for them. So it's going to be easy for the kids to understand Islam and to implement the habit. I do not have much tips because my daughter is only 2 years old. So if your family or your children is 2 years old and below, you can definitely implement this method. You can definitely try my method because this is actually very simple and it's not really too much. Because to me, I feel like Islamic value is very important, way more important in my family than the Montessori approach itself. But I really enjoy to kind of mix it up. Combine them both, because I feel like Montessori is a gentle way to approach in kids development and anything, and Islam has always been a way of life for my family, so it's really important to balance them both. And the first thing that I need you to know is that it's not we chose Islam to be added in our Montessori home. It's actually the opposite. We've always been having this Islamic habit, Sunnah habit in our home. But after we found Montessori and we found out that Montessori is actually a good approach for our daughter, so we combine them both. And it's apparently having a good result because we work on based on habit and daily activity. I have a few tips if you also want to add an Islamic value to your family, to your Montessori home. The first one is you gotta stick to your mazhab. You have to stick with your mazhab. I believe every country, I'm not sure every country, there are different mazhab in Islam, and you have to understand your mazhab first, what to do and what not to do. And in my country, in my family, we have a certain mazhab that we follow, and it's actually kind of easier to narrow down which step to take first. Okay, I have few friends, they have different mazhab that they choose for their family, and we all agree that the mazhab is important. It's not that you just randomly pick Sunnah, you randomly pick what has to do in Islam, but the mazhab help to narrow down and you choose which one you can implement first. So it is really important you understand what mazhab you choose, you stick to it, because it is the basis of the foundation of your Islamic foundation. And I feel like it is really important for the kids to understand the basis first before they leap into a deeper Islamic understanding. So for example, here we follow Shafi'i. Any other family can follow Hanbali, Hanafi. They have different mazhab to choose. And to me, in my mazhab, I choose a very simple way to go to the mosque. But this is pandemic, so we don't go to the mosque, but we make an understanding that praying together is important, whether it's for female or male. So we introduce to her that praying together is necessary, even though she doesn't understand what to do during prayers or anything. As long as she stands next to me or my family during the prayer, it's enough. It's rebuild the connection, rebuild the mind that, oh, this is prayer, this is praying time. I have to do this, I have to join, I have to be with my family. That basic understanding is very important. In the future, perhaps our children might learn about different mazhab, about different Islamic approach, and it's completely fine. But again, the important is the basis. What first you introduce to them is what will stick to them forever. So it is important to strengthen the basis, the Islamic foundation, the basis of Islamic foundation first, and then in the future, if they want to learn more about it, then it's completely fine they're completely free to study other mazhab or anything. And then the next tips is to choose a simple task that they actually can feel succeed to do. Okay, this is really Montessori kind of version, because in Montessori, the activity is based on the kids' interest, the kids' periods. There are sensitive periods and there are other periods, and it always depends on their period, because if the kids is in an absorbing period, you cannot kind of like force them to understand the next step, because they're still absorbent mind, so they only absorb everything, they will learn everything, but they cannot practice it yet. So I think this is really important for a Montessori family who want to add Islamic value. You need to understand in which phase is your kid. If they're still in absorbent mind, then it's very good. Some different family during this absorbent mind, they make their children to kind of listen to the Quran recital every day and every moment. It's good, of course it's good, since they're in absorbent mind. It is going to be very easy for them to absorb all those language or those recital and probably stick in their mind. My nephew, he was I don't remember what age because it's so long ago, but by the time he was 2 years old, he can mimic azan, the prayers calling, and it was because he kept listening to it. His grandpa makes him listen to it every single day, and he liked it. He was in an absorbent mind, and he absorbed all those azan lavats and everything, so it's really easy for him to kind of like mimic the azan by he was 2 years old. It's amazing. So yeah, to understand what phase is your children, it is important. And maybe he's in a sensitive period, you can add little activity that is suitable in their period and choose a task that is easy. For example, in my daughter, when she was a year, actually not really a year, when she started eating, we started implementing Bismillah before eating and doing this Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It's gonna stick to her right now. Whenever we say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, she will immediately lift her hands like this, as if she was praying, and before eating and before drinking and anything else. So it's a really simple task that we adults think probably just a small task, but it's huge for them. And if we keep doing that, they will kind of understand. It will kind of follow in their mind. It will kind of build up in their mind. Oh, I need to do this before eating. It builds the habit that is important for them in the future. So these small tasks, the parents has to choose based on their periods, whether they're in absorbent mind or sensitive period or any other periods. They have to choose the simple tasks that make the kids think they can succeed. And when the task is chosen wisely, the task is completed by the children, they will want more. They feel like they're succeeded. It makes them feel proud, and it makes them feel happy without feeling, oh, it's so hard, without feeling disappointed and giving up before they were even trying. And it's really good for the kids who wants to understand Islam and introducing Islam in a gentle way to them. If your children is 2 years old or below, just like my daughter, you can try the Bismillah part. It's what we've implemented since the beginning of her solid food. And then maybe you can also try to take them to your praying room, if you have praying room, or just praying together, just to make them understand that, oh, this is the time of praying. I have to sit politely I have to pray with my family. So whenever I go to my mom's house, we have this praying room over there, and it's very comfortable for the kids to kind of wait. Whenever my father going to pray, she will follow her grandpa to the praying room and then just wait, sit there and just wait. And she likes it there. She enjoys sitting there, watching my sister praying, my mom's and my parents praying. And also maybe you can try to recite some Quran and make your children sit next to you. They don't have to understand the words. They do not have to recite with you. Just recite. You recite the Quran, and then they just sit and listen. Even if they don't listen, you recite. You keep reciting. Their ears will listen, and it's kind of absorb everything. Until today, whenever I finish my prayer, my daughter, she will go to the drawer and take my Quran and give it to me as if she wants me to recite it for her. And I feel like it's heartwarming because, she kind of reminds me to keep on reciting Quran because it is good. And whenever my sister, she recites Quran a lot with my mother, she will sit next to her. She will query, what do you read? She will open the Quran. She will ask, what is this? What is that? And then just sit and then just listen. If she got bored, maybe she will laugh a couple minutes and then she will come back. And just that. The kids, they are amazing if you give them opportunity and if you are be patient with them. The last tips that I have is for the parents should learn and apply the habit. This is probably the hardest part because it's not every day I am able to recite Quran or praying. My daughter kind of questioned, why are you not praying? So the hardest part is for the parent to keep building the habit. As a mom, as a human, we sometimes have ups and downs in our faith. And it is very, very normal for each of us to have ups and downs in our faith, in our religion. But the thing is, we need to keep coming back. And to me, having my daughter, that makes me kind of realize that I need to keep learning. I need to keep doing this. I need to keep improving. And it's really hard for us parents to always remember that because sometimes we forgot. We are failing. We have ups and downs. So what we need to do as a parents is to keep being consistent and to keep the habit, to keep building the habit, because these tiny habits that will build our children into their Islamic basis, understanding, basis, Islamic foundation, and sometimes, hopefully, in the future, it will make them curious more and be in the right path, in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala path, in Islamic path. But all we can do is pray and do the best with the small habit and building these Islamic habits so they can finally found their own path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Amin. Okay, so I think that's all my tips for my daughter. I will remind you again that my daughter is only 2 years old. Those are a very simple step that I've been done for her for the past 2 years. So if your kids, if your children probably 2 years and above, these tips might not be working or might be working if you're just starting. But again, if your kids is 2 years old and below, you can implement these tips, this way of adding Islamic value in your family, Montessori family. And the last advice I will give, probably stick to your own value. Every family have a different value. For example, in my family, we have different value than others. In Indonesia, there are a lot of Muslim family that has a value that even their kids is still infant, they kind of make a habit for them to wear hijab. And it is totally fine, it's completely fine. But of course, different family, different value. I do not have that value in my family. I don't apply that in my family just simply because we have different value. Maybe in the future, but not right now. and it is totally fine. So it's really important to understand the value of your family, because mazhab will narrow down the Islamic understanding, the Islamic basis, but your family's value, they cannot help you to stick on the right path, to stick it in the right way and not confused. You know, I've been confused before, like, should we do this like that family? Should we do that like that family? It is really confusing, and I forgot that they have different value than my family. So it's really important to choose your value, to understand your value, to understand your mazhab, to understand your kids' periods, whether it's the absorbent mind, sensitive periods, or other periods. And of course, for the parents to be consistent, to build those habits, to keep learning, to keep studying. Life is never-ending learning, by the way. And yeah, so I hope you pick up few things that is useful from today's video. It's not much, I'm really not an expert, but I'm sharing my experience here, and I hope it's useful for you. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys on my next one. Bye. Assalamualaikum.